Welcome to the Geek-Posium.
Good evening, everyone. It is once again Saturday night. The Geek-Posium is here. It has been a interesting week.
Interesting to say the least.
Interesting week. I mean, I don't know what to go and say. What's going on? But I've never watched a bunch of people go, "How dare a 19-year-old walk into my office and tell me to describe why I should work for the government?" I'm like, you can't explain your job to a 19-year-old.
You can't explain what you do to a 19-year-old.
Like you can't It's not that hard.
No, it's not.
And so I've been loving that.
I just realized, for whatever reason, it looks like I'm at an angle.
It does. Not sure why.
I'm not sure why either.
Maybe your apartment's slowly tilting. I don't know.
My floor is uneven.
There you
go. That's why in just over a month I move.
Yep. And I've got a bunch of other crap going on, but funnily enough, I Civ 7 is either out soon or is out already, but what I'm hearing is it is a absolute mess of glitches and problems.
That doesn't surprise me.
It surprises me because I figured they'd be able to go and fix those problems prior. I mean,
I need to stop touching this because it's I'm getting extremely OCD and you can see me.
Just leave it be, because like they're all like GUI issues and UI issues. I'm like, what do you guys can't make a menu? That's the entire point of your game.
Yeah, it's a 4X game. You should be able to use a menu. Create it. Mm-hmm. It's all menus. A 4X game is a step ahead of Microsoft Excel. You should know how to create a menu.
Well, they don't know how to do it. They're apparently screwing it up. The UI is an absolute buggy mess. They've also removed the main component of Civ that made Civ, which was when you choose your country, you also get like your like nation leader choice.
Yeah, you get your choice, and they advise you, but they act as leaders for the other factions.
Mm-hmm. So,
which is why if you're very peaceful, Gandhi brings out the nukes, because they're too peaceful. You've overflowed that value.
Well, so you would choose your nation, and then you would get your nation leader, and that's pretty much who you are, and that's each nation leader had their own special
bonuses
thing, and then each nation had their own special bonuses or city things or whatever. And so it was like, okay, cool. Like I can play Teddy Roosevelt. I do get better musket men, but then as America, I also get access to naval weaponry earlier, or like better modern weaponry. I'm like, okay, great, cool. America, late game strong, early game suck. More or less. But in Civ 7, they decided to completely throw that away. For one thing, it's no longer just nation leaders, like people who would lead the nation: Teddy Roosevelt, Abraham Lincoln, Gandhi, fucking Julius Caesar. They just have notable
historical figures, not leaders.
Yeah, it's now just historical figures, and then you can have any nation with any historical figure leading them. So I'm just like, cool. So I could be 1940s Germany with Harriet Tubman in charge. All right. Okay. Apartheid was not strong enough.
Slow down there, Kanye.
We'll talk about Kanye in a second. We can't talk too much about Kanye. We will get banned from everywhere.
Then why'd you put it in the title?
Because it's funny. You have to remember, I watch too much sad girl company content to not push against the edge.
Lord. Oh
Poor
Lord.
Pippa. Poor Pippa. She allowed Clara to come on stream with her.
That was a mistake.
That was a great mistake. I loved it. It was wonderful. It was so bad. Like other members were just jumping, going, Clara, just shut up. And like jumped out of voice chat. Like they're like, Clara, I just want to say you're fucked up, and then leave. I do like watching Clara because she is just the wrong out of pocket.
Wrong out of pocket.
The wrong out of pocket. I'm like, Clara, no.
No.
Clara, no. She's like, this isn't my fault. It's because I went on Gaia Online at 10 and had men talk to me. And I'm like, no, Clara, no.
No. No. No.
Oh, no.
You made a mistake.
I made a terrible mistake. But not as big of a mistake as Civ 7, because Civ 7 is mostly negative on Steam reviews right now. Last I checked.
Ooh.
So like weird for a Civ game to not have some positivity on it.
Yeah, especially when after it's gone away for a while.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Civ 6 was not as liked as Civ 5 because it added another stupid meter bar you had to kind of fill up, and I hated it. I was just like, listen, I don't care if everyone is upset that we don't have enough art and culture. I'm in the middle of a war. Like, I'm in the middle of a war.
Huh, it's I just went on Steam. It has mixed ratings right now.
Okay, so it's gone up a little bit.
A little bit.
Okay. It's still not positive, which is weird. A Civ game normally starts off as positive and then it goes down.
And then it goes down.
Mm-hmm. We are watching the complete change of gaming review, where people are just like, listen, no, here's the problems. No. People are very, very particular, which is why they all play Fortnite. In other news, Kanye is back on X.
He's back on his bullshit.
I've watched him hit every sector of the political map, both the extreme parts and the middles, and I'm like, Kanye, I need you to just get on meds.
So you know how he said that shit that he was being abused by a psychiatrist?
Mm-hmm.
I think he was. The problem is he's actually crazy.
Listen, I'm sure he was.
But just because
abused.
he's crazy doesn't mean he wasn't being abused by his shrinks.
Listen, there's a certain point where people say, like, I've been abused, and sometimes I just sit there and go, maybe you deserved it. Maybe a little bit. Just a little bit. I mean, there's a certain point you go, maybe you deserved it. Maybe just a little bit. I mean, just a little bit. I'm not saying entirely.
I think the worst thing that happened to Kanye West was, instead of finding a different shrink, he fell into the arms of Milo and Fuentes.
I don't think Milo is the end result of this. I think Fuentes is the end result of this. Milo is smart enough to walk away.
Milo at one point was using him to just try to self-destruct the right.
I think so.
That was confirmed by Milo.
No, Milo came back and was like, yeah, no, I was doing that to self-destruct certain people on the right, not everyone on the right. So he was using Yi to get rid of other people along the way.
I don't. It's all they're all crazy.
I don't care. My point of this all is that Milo Yiannopoulos confirmed as the gay vampire from Baldur's Gate 3. Confirmed. Like, never forget that. So every single woman who's like, "Oh, I love the gay vampire," and I go, "Oh, okay." All right. If only you knew. If only you knew.
You do.
Anyway.
Yeah, we can't even talk about what Kanye's been saying, because all of, like, you're right, he said moderate things, he said radical things, but all of it is out of pocket.
Let me put it like this.
He
Last night,
he managed to make tweets that are milk toast
controversial.
centrist be out of pocket.
Yep. Let me put it like this. Last night I was in like one of those click holes for like meme pictures.
Yeah.
And I found one that was a Hungarian Hungary Budapest has a cat girl cafe, an anti-Semite cat girl cafe.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And I was just like, and I'm not sure if the subtitles were completely correct, but it was just like, are you against Jerusalem? Would you also are you the proper type of big brother? Come to the cat girl cafe. I'm like, what did I walk into this here? What? First of all, what the fuck? Second of all, why don't we have cat girl cafes in America? Budapest has them, and they're racist. Why can't we have like just a normal one here?
Because they would.
Don't tell me it's because of the Jews. I'll be very upset.
What?
Don't be telling me it's just because of the Jews. I'll be very upset.
No, I said it's because it would compete with Hooters and Chick-fil-A.
How would it compete with Chick-fil-A? I'm so confused.
Because the only place to get you get people to say like, the only places you get good service in most of the world are cat girl and maid cafes. Yeah. And Chick-fil-A.
Japan in general.
And the only place you give an order and they say my pleasure is a maid cafe or Chick-fil-A.
All right, well, I'm just saying, like, why can't
tell me I'm wrong?
You're not entirely wrong. I'm just saying, why does Budapest have a maid cafe and we don't? What is this nonsense?
They're closer to Japan, that's why.
It's Hungary.
Oh, yeah, they're closer to Japan. And do you think that shit would fly in large parts of the United States?
Cat girl cafes?
You would either get far right Christians throwing a bitch fit about it, or you would get the left throwing a bitch about it.
So I get all the right people angry at me.
You're corrupting the youth. You're abusing women. No. Let us have cat girl cafes.
Listen, I know women. They want to be cat girls. Okay, I've watched enough VTubers to know this. The women desire the maid uniform.
Like the children the children yearn for the mines.
They do. Think of how sad what West Virginia is. They crave the mines. I'm playing Frostpunk in like 2 weeks. Oh no. Anyway. Anyway, so that's been going on. He's gone so out of pocket on his website where he sells his overpriced merch. He made a white T-shirt with just a swastika on it, and he called it his greatest creative art piece ever. And I was like, "Yee, bro, like
chill.
I need you to calm down, please. Someone give this man drugs." It might even him out. I'm not saying like just a little weed, maybe a little ketamine, take some horse tranquilizers, something. I need you to like get off the cube and just gleam it. Okay, just gleam the cube.
Oh Lord.
Anyway.
It's like I would say put him on some Haldol, but that would permanently fuck him up. Outdog makes everyone autistic.
Yep. In other news, Japan is on a whole new level of bullshit. Have you seen the Miku and Madoka Magica coffins? You have a Hatsune Miku.
That's not just Japan. They're stealing our bit. That's an America bit. Have you not seen the kid's coffin?
I have seen the Kiss coffin. My problem is you can order these from
stealing our bit. Damn it!
You can order. The best part is it comes with like a little figurine that holds your ashes if you want it, and it comes with like commemorative like prayer candles. And you can get these from St. Peter Funeral Services, and I'm like, who said yes? First of all, it's like almost $1 million to get the damn set.
That doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't surprise me either. But like, let me tell you right now, if I was in the military, I'd be like, how do you want to die? Put me in the Madoka Magica coffin. I know it's bright pink. Do it. If I die, I want the military spending $1 million on just my coffin, because fuck you.
Get the Miku urn. Have that be put into the niche at Arlington. What?
I'm just imagining people crying, and there's just a group of army men on funeral detail with their rifles going, why is the coffin pink with the anime girl on it?
I'm reminded of the line from Green Day's Holiday, a 5-cent gag on a monument. Except in this case, it's a except in this case, it's kind of reverse.
A monumental gag on a 5-cent hole in the ground. Oh, this is why I'm not allowed to do things. This is why I'm not allowed to do things. All right.
Do they?
What?
I was about to say, would you still have the Bugler play taps, or would you force them to have Miku sing taps for you? No. Miku sings Amazing Grace and then taps.
Miku sings Hallelujah. Okay, let's get it right.
No, it's Amazing Grace. The Irish and Cherokee blood in me both say it's Amazing Grace.
We always sing Hallelujah. That's what we do in the family. Anyway, so that's what's going on in the world. Should we get into the news finally?
Oh yeah.
What are we opening
I've shared
up
the
with?
screen.
What are we opening up with here?
So PlayStation Network is still down for some users. It's been down for a couple of days.
It's been down since Friday or Thursday. I first saw it Friday.
Yeah, I first saw it yesterday, and
I was like, okay, cool. And I kind of just called it a day. I do know, like Thursday or Friday, Discord went down for about 10 minutes. And I was like, oh, that's weird.
That's weird.
Like, I was like in the middle of talking with someone too. And all of a sudden my Discord went out, and my thought process was, oh, that's weird. I guess I'm having internet issues. And so I pulled up my phone, disconnected from Wi-Fi, opened Discord, and it's like still can't, like unable to load. I'm going, oh no, it's just Discord then. Because I didn't even check.
According to Down Detector, there's a lot less outage, but there's still some outage.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you normally see that graph's usually a little under 5,000.
Yeah.
Right now, it's sitting a little above 10,000, which means it's higher than normal,
Yep.
and that's just reported outages.
So Krispy Kreme's been offering free donuts for people who are experiencing the outage.
Or a board between 5 and 7.
Yep. Because sweet
I was.
rewards don't need a server.
That just tells me that Krispy Kreme is bored. That's all that says to me. Anyway.
So
By the
this
way,
I know I've seen a couple people talk about this. MVG Modern Vintage Gamer put out a 30-minute video going the fuck off on Sony.
why?
Because Sony's not saying what's wrong, and they're behaving a lot like they did during the 2011 outage.
Didn't it have like a bunch of bunch of
Yes.
hackers come in and steal? Okay.
Yes, that's why he's like a bunch of hackers came in and stole a bunch of data. It's like, hey, you should have already had a playbook on how to deal with this.
I'm sure that
Both from a security standpoint and a PR standpoint. Let us know what's going on.
I'm pretty sure that they did, and then the persons in charge of that were fired. You know what I'm finding very often is people fire people because they go, well, he makes me feel uncomfortable, or they're not a real team player, or something along those lines.
And
But
the people who get fired are the ones who are competent. Yeah.
yeah, but it's always the person who's like, listen, man, I'm doing the work of everyone else in this fucking office. If I leave, your whole company falls apart. How about that, fucker? And they kind of go, well, that's not true. I'm like, all right, fine. Fuck you.
All right.
Bye-bye. And there we are.
Find out.
Yeah, well, you know, that's what I feel like right now. I mean, that's what we're seeing in the government right now. Everyone's fucking around and finding out.
Yep.
By the way, watching 94 congressmen go, we're Congress people. Why aren't we allowed in here? And I'm like, you aren't allowed in any federal building randomly just showing up. What the fuck are you talking about? We had a whole insurrection thing about it. You guys won't shut up about it for 4+ years. This whole remember that? Remember that? I loved watching that. By the way, the guy who stood out there will never have to buy beer ever again.
Ever again. He's
like, listen, if you have an appointment, you would be on a list. I'd be able to go in and escort you in. Who are you here to go and see? We sent out all 94 of us sent out an email. I'm like, 94 of you are not going to fit in a single office.
No.
It's like, I know what you're doing, but that's not how that works.
That's not how this works.
Anyway,
the thing about that wrangled me is they got a judge to deny the Secretary of the Treasury from looking at the Department of Treasury's books.
So I would just ignore that entirely and go, you don't have any power here.
Yeah, that's an executive. That's an executive function.
Like honestly, like if someone said, "Look, haha," I go, "Yeah, do it anyway." What are you gonna do? Sue me?
I am not a federal judge. I'm not a federal judge. I am not an attorney at this moment. I am, however, a holder of a con law certificate, so I know a thing about the Constitution. The Secretary of Treasury owns that department, and part of his job is handling the records of the Secretary of the Department of Treasury. That's his job.
Mm-hmm.
A judge isn't allowed to prevent him from doing his job.
Yep, because that actually affects and cripples the executive branch. I would do as Secretary of Treasury.
Sorry, I was supposed to say that's not a check and balance that's available to the judiciary.
Yep. And you know what? If someone had done that, I go, okay, cool. From this point forward, all Department of Treasury members are officially on leave. Everyone, remove all access from everyone. And I'd go, oh no, we have no money going to anyone at all ever again. What you got, bitch?
Anywho,
Like, I mean, that's just me. I'm also okay, fine. We can do this the easy way, or I can nuke you. I have two ways of doing this, and it's Gandhi style of politicking. We can do this peacefully, or I can nuke you.
the
Gandhi
Gandhi
always chose nukes. Gandhi always chose nukes. Thank you. Come again. I really need to have
the Gandhi Fleece Johnson way. We can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way.
Anyway, what's
Someone
next?
someone got the Fleece Johnson reference.
Yeah, someone got it. I understood it. What's next?
Next up, still video game news. Football Manager 25 is canceled.
Wasn't this supposed to come out next month? Okay.
It was supposed to come out in January.
Yeah, but they said that they had delayed it for like bug fixes.
They delayed it because they were implementing a new engine for the games themselves.
How would you implement a new engine a month before the game?
They had been doing it over the year and they were still having issues with it.
What the fuck are you like?
This was people had complained about the graphics in the game series for about 5 or 6 years, so they moved from their own custom engine. They were trying to move from their own custom engine to Unity, and they were having issues moving to Unity, which is why they delayed it. And trying to focus on getting that implemented, they cut a bunch of features, and then they would start to make progress on Unity, and they'd be like, "Oh, maybe we can't implement these features," and just came into a cycle of
breaking everything as you move.
Yeah. So they decided anyway. But we'll let people still play. They're not doing an official roster update, but they just they decided, okay, we're just not gonna do a game this year. We'll get it right for next year.
I mean that might be the best bet because we've seen terrible games break and destroy entire companies. Did you see what happened to Ubisoft?
No, I did not.
Okay, so Team Ninja, who we love, who have brought back bouncing titties in their Ninja Gaiden series, which we love. We love bouncing titties. All right, we love that. They have announced.
I was about to say, team. We love Team Ninja, but Luke of Winning the War in Pants is not a fan, but mostly because they did the one Metroid game, and Team Ninja did what Team Ninja does.
Bouncing titties.
He's like, no, Samus isn't like this. Is like, you're upset because Team Ninja made a Team Ninja game. It's like, yes, because they put Metroid on it and they fucked up Metroid. I was like,
no, they didn't. They didn't fuck it. They made it better. There were so many more Dojins then. Anyway, so Team Ninja announced that they are releasing the PC release of their Ronin to whatever series,
right?
Which is another samurai series where you fight off the English as a samurai,
right?
At the same time that Ubisoft is doing their samurai series where you can't hurt white people.
Can't hurt the French. I wonder which one is going to sell more.
Probably the one that's a little more racist against white people. Probably that one.
Probably that one.
Also, because PC game that we won't have to mod out ridiculous nonsense, and we can mod in bikinis. I don't want to mod in any bikinis in the Ubisoft one. The girls in them they all have SSRI face. Like all of them.
Oh,
so like
Lord.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
It's like, man, her mouth looks like it's always open, even when it's closed.
Oh boy.
All right. So like it's probably a good move to cancel the game for right now and like just start over and make sure you can implement the new engine first and foremost before you try everything else.
Especially since they'd already cut like features people love, like they had cut out national teams from Football Manager 25, which a lot of people will play Football Manager like, okay, I'm gonna take over a team in this league because I want to build up this domestically because I want to build up the national team.
Yep.
And then I want to win World Cups with the national teams. Like that'll be that's a common save of like a common playthrough for a lot of people. Like now you can't do that.
Nope.
But
So
anyway,
what's next?
so USAID apparently funded several mobile games in
Whoa, whoa,
2012.
whoa, whoa, whoa. USAID. There's no aid in USAID. Okay, it's the Agency for International Development. All right, and it may or may not be a CAA slush fund.
No comment.
Like it may or it may not be. I don't know. It could be. It seems very weird that we're paying a lot of money for Sesame Street in Afghanistan.
And it was especially weird that apparently they made developers took their money to make these 3 games.
Family Choices, which aims to enhance perception of a girl's place and value to her family, with an emphasis on keeping her and her peers in school. That is a weird thing. It's like, okay, that's a weird game for you to make. 9 minutes, players experience the adventure of 9 months of pregnancy. No one wants that. No one wants that. Worm Attack. It's a weird one that teaches you not to get worms in your stomach by eating properly made food. And let me tell you, all 3 of these games are made for women because I know women would play the first 2 and the last one they need because they can't cook.
Oof.
Listen, women don't belong in the kitchen anymore. That's too important of a job. Too important. I can't trust them in there. They could kill somebody. This is how I get canceled by saying women shouldn't be in the kitchen.
Oof.
This is how it happened. What did you say? Women shouldn't be in the kitchen. I don't see why that's bad. It's way too important of a job. Oh.
Oof.
Why would you say that? Can you cook? No. Like macaroni and cheese, like real macaroni and cheese, or like Kraft macaroni and cheese.
That said, there is one also from Niche Gamer. There are 2 organizations that did not receive USAID money despite the memes going around.
I saw that and I was like, okay, cool. That's fine. So I said before, because I was watching a bunch of like clips from, because
like someone posted this and then everyone like everybody put out a video saying like, oh, this has been reported. It's like, and then someone actually went and looked at the data, looked at the records, looked at the data. It's like, no, this is bullshit.
Yeah. So what was it? I know I said, because I was watching I was just scrolling through X and I saw a bunch of videos, one from Vosh, one from another leftist streamer, one from like Frogish, and like all these people who are like begging for money right now because they're afraid they're gonna lose all their money like the next month. And I'm going, that's weird. That's right after USAID was shut down. That's very strange. And that was my whole thing. I'm like, that's strange. And I kind of just moved on. So I'm like, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. But we did find out that like the government's apparently funding a lot of the news organizations, not through USAID, but through ridiculous, overpriced, special privilege access via subscription. I don't know.
Politico.
I do not know why, in any way, shape, or form.
Now there did people were saying that about Reuters, and I'm seeing that's like That's because Reuters owns Westlaw.
Yeah,
And like that's
that's a
legit.
little different.
That's
But for
legit. But
like New
they're
York
paying for political.
Times,
They're playing for Politico Pro, which is apparently trying to be like sort of Westlaw, but without law, just politics. Is like that's different.
yeah, that's a little bit different. For
If it's
New York
purely
Times,
like Westlaw has a lot. Westlaw has a bunch of case law in it, and government officials need that to do their jobs.
I don't know why the Fish and Wildlife department needs New York Times subscription at $13,000 a pop.
Yeah, they don't need that.
I'm like, why do you? Well, that's. I'm sitting there. I'm sitting there going like 346 subscriptions, and I'm going, that's $30 million. $10 for a subscription. Something's not adding up here. But yeah, you can look all this up on there's a US government like payment tracking thing website. I forget what it's called.
Oh, you know why there's thousands of dollars per employee for the New York Times? Because it's one of the 3 papers of record.
$13,000. $13,000 per subscription.
It shouldn't be that much.
Yeah, no, some. Mm-mm.
But like every agency has a subscription to the Times, the Wall Street Journal, and
Yes, but
because they're the
the
3
problem
papers of
problem
record.
is they're paying three to 4 times higher than the enterprise price.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
So something's fucky here. Either the news organizations are fleecing us for money, or the government's paying them extra for special access.
Probably the latter.
I want to believe that the news organizations are just corrupt as fuck, and it's not our government's fault. I just want to believe that for 5 seconds. Let's just believe for 5 seconds our government is just stupid enough to pay hundreds upon thousands of dollars for like a paper cup.
I mean, after all, the $1,000 hammer.
$200,000 for a bunch of iron bushels, the little round rings that are you can get for under $100 for a freaking pack. Anyway, next.
Those are precision engineered, Darren.
I will
For a
fucking end
specific purpose.
Yeah, tell that to Boeing. Tell that to Boeing, okay?
Anywho,
Held together by super glue.
So yeah,
so Kingdom Come Deliverance
has child sodomy in it.
So for those of you who do not know, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, made by Daniel Vavra, or who was the creative director. So this is there's a long history behind this. Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 was hated by people of the left because it was very historically accurate to the times. It was set in a medieval area in Europe. So there weren't any black people. And when journalists went, "Why are there no black people?" They went, "It's the medieval times in Germany. What do you want?"
It would be the Moors, and the Moors are busy fighting in Spain.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I understand the Muslim invasion of Spain happened, but we're not in Spain.
You were in Czechoslovakia.
Yes, you are in the Austrian Empire area, not
the Holy Roman Empire, which was neither holy nor Roman.
You say that. Anyway, so this is all going on, and so the very first game, like the bad guy's evil, and he's evil, and they show he's evil by blaspheming against God, by being gay and whatever. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like, it's medieval. I get the concept. I get the point. So like the main characters are of mid to late teenage years because people died when they were like 30.
Yeah.
And so like a lot of the like moms and wives are like younger women, like, okay, I get it. I understand. It makes sense. You're being accurate to the time. They made Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and they said this is more for a more modern audience with more modern sensibilities, which is why they allowed you to romance men.
The game.
The problem is Hans, who is your number one friend throughout the very first game, is 15 years old, and you can have butt sex with him.
Like, yeah,
And they show the scene. It'd be one thing if they just like showed the kissing and they kind of moved on.
if you fade to black, that would be one thing.
You show the scene. You show it. I need all the Neil Druckmanns to get the fuck out of my goddamn video games. Okay, it's called a fade to black scene, and then or a boot scene, if you will. Captain Kirk was synonymous with this. It's a common TV trope. We all know what it means,
We all know what it means.
but we don't show it on screen. So because of this, and because
I mean,
we
Mass Effect got in trouble for its scenes, and they're not explicit.
No, this was pretty explicit. Now, Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 got a big pass on the whole like child bride thing because hey, it's of the era. We get it. Understood.
Yeah, of the era.
When you say
This
you
is
want to have
not of the era.
modern sensibilities, you need to have modern sensibilities throughout the entirety of it. Which means
you're
by
gonna be-
adding this,
If you're going to be Farby, be Farby.
Mhm.
To use redactor terminology.
Pretty
You
much.
can't mix Farby in you can't mix Farby and modern like this.
No, it's not going to work.
There's ways to mix Farby and of the time, but there's got to be you got to be really careful with that. You got to keep the illusion up for you got to be able to so you can't tell. And no, you can tell with this shit.
We can all tell because it's first of all, you weren't even interested in Hans this way in the very first game. So it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck? You know, and watching the creative director I'd be like, no, but at the time, like 15-year-olds were getting married. Like, we understand that.
We understand
But
that.
you wanted a modern game.
You wanted a modern game. If you didn't want an issue, set it 3 years later.
Mm-hmm.
Make everyone 18.
Make everyone 18. Make everyone of age. Do what you got to do. I mean, I think canonically, because Hans is based off a real person. Canonically, Hans died because this is set, I think, in 1388, and Hans died in 1413.
And this is 14. This is 1403.
Okay.
So you could have had 3 years of. I'm not sure what was going on in 1406 in Bohemia, but you've had time to play. You had a couple of years to play with.
Well, they wanted to get right back into the game where you left off in 1, which was chasing after the bad guy in 1.
And you also didn't have to, like, as you put it, like, you didn't have to show.
Yeah, a boot scene is fine.
Yeah,
a boot scene is fine. You know, it's just give us the fucking boot scene.
I mean, I hate to make I hate to do the East-West argument, but like romance anime, you've got teenagers having sex left and right. It's never explicitly shown.
No, it's not. It's never explicitly shown. And they do that for a specific reason. Hell, there's an anime I'm watching right now about a couple who work in the same office together. Or like a guy and a girl who like each other, who work in the same office together, and on the very first episode, they get together, and they don't show the sex scene. They just show the two of them in bed together, and he's just lying there going, "You said my name." She's turning right, going, "I said his name. I said his name. I said his name repeatedly."
Like,
and I'm
know what happened.
Like, I know what that means. I get it.
You know what happened.
Anyway, what is next? Lots of video game news this week.
Next is tech news, culture news,
something.
Culture news.
Are you sure it's culture? What is it?
It's Infowars.
That's entertainment.
Entertainment. So the Onion will not be buying Infowars because the judges denied a new auction for Infowars.
Mm-hmm.
Because Infowars is no longer in bankruptcy.
Oops.
Alex Jones is still in bankruptcy, but Infowars has gotten new investment in a cash injection.
So
So it's no
Infowars
longer bankrupt,
yep. Can't do much about that, can you?
and it's no longer only Alex Jones's.
Mm-hmm.
So
So we've watched this ongoing thing. Say what you will about Alex Jones, in general. Whether you like Infowars or you don't like in Infowars, what was going on here was, generally speaking, criminal and underhanded.
and it was uh
In
that
auction,
auction. Not only was it like oh, we're not like oh, we're gonna accept the lowest bid. Like, no, auctions don't work like that.
auctions don't work that way.
We're gonna accept the lowest bid because this bid is designed to punish this person. Like, no, you're supposed to get the most value for the. You're supposed to get the most monetary value.
Yep, and
Courts don't deal with feelings. Courts don't deal with feelings. They deal with money. You can sue for feelings, and they will award you money. You can sue for emotional damage. That's why but the courts can't proper. You can sue for emotional damages, but you will be awarded money.
Yep. Yep. Because nothing makes me feel better more than lying in a bed full of money. Like I can be depressed while laying on $100,000 in cash.
Now you either get a legal remedy, which is money, or you will get an equitable remedy, which is the court will do something.
Mm-hmm. Now, in this overall case, the lowest bid was accepted because they also added on like the debt that was to be collected from the family.
The family, they justified it by saying, "Oh, if you accept this, the family has agreed to forgive the debt."
That's not how that works.
That's not how this works.
And also, there were other courts involved in this, because there's the Connecticut court and then the Texas court, two separate bankruptcy decisions. And so
Well, it's two different lawsuits, but the bankruptcy's in Texas because Jones is in Texas.
Yep. And so
they're trying to enforce both the Texas judgment and the Texas judgment and the Connecticut judgment, but the bankruptcy is in federal court in Texas.
Yep. And they're trying to get it like this for Alex Jones's debt, and Alex Jones is like, I don't own all this by myself. You can't.
He doesn't own it all by himself anymore. He's got investors.
Yep. So the Infowars is back. It is staying forever. You can't kill Alex Jones. I told you idiots 100 times over. Alex Jones could get a burner iPhone and scream into it for an hour, and the people would pay him to do it.
Yes.
Okay. You can't. You have to kill the man. You have to kill the man. And please don't do that. But you ain't gonna stop him unless you kill him. Let's be honest about that.
Trying to stop him just confirms his whether you think he's a prophet or you think he's crazy. Trying to stop him just confirms to him what he's been saying.
Yep.
And it just makes him go harder.
Exactly. So you should always love of God.
People misunderstand stuff like this all the time. It's like when they went after the Branch Davidians. The Branch Davidians were an evil doomsday cult, but they were an evil doomsday cult who are trying to survive the apocalypse, not like Heaven's Gate, who are trying to who were doing their own weird thing. That was mass suicide. It's like, no, Branch Davidians were trying to survive. They weren't trying to go out mass suicide.
Yep.
You induced it by getting involved.
You guys only made things worse. All right. And in this case, you've only made it worse. You've only given him more legitimacy. You idiots.
You ended up proving him right, and that's you don't. How many times do I have to say, don't prove Alex Jones right?
Don't feed the trolls.
The man is crazy. Stop proving him right.
Don't get me wrong. I love my Alex Jones was right drawer whenever I need to like savor something. You have to wait. Chank.
Every time something happens that he predicted, I get mad because like real life should not be this insane.
Yep. It is
People
in
keep
fact insane.
proving him right, and it's maddening.
Next.
Anywho, so Fuji TV is in the middle of a map. This is anime news / entertainment news. Fuji TV is in the middle of a massive scandal, and it got to the point where they had to air their flagship anime without any sponsors.
How? What happened?
So they had to show Zaze-san and Chibi Maruku-chan without a sponsor placard or commercials because they had no sponsors.
Yeah, but what happened? That's my question.
So it's allegations against ex-MAP member Nakai Masashiro, who's associated with Fuji TV. So let me pull up what actually happened. So this guy, apparently there was some sort of scandal where he had to pay a huge payout.
All right.
And the fact that the payout was kept secret and it just broke last week.
Yeah, and he was part of a band, right?
And it's like I suspected, but it was alleged sexual assault.
Okay.
So that broke, and it's because he was a big personality on Fuji TV, and it was Fuji TV that paid the settlement. They're getting it right now.
They're being shunned. Japan is a very shun heavy culture, so that makes sense.
So, but people, so Zaze-san and Chibi Maruku-chan are two of the biggest, like, how do I put it?
Kid shows?
Yes. Not just kid shows, but family shows in Japan. It's a national treasure over there.
Mm-hmm.
It's the world's longest running animated show.
Okay.
So for that not to have sponsors is huge.
See, I would have said that you, the viewer, are the sponsors. We love and care for you. Like that's how I would have handled that.
So,
but I don't know what Japanese TV law is.
So what they did was they didn't just show sponsors. They just put in a new they just put in a new spot with a new animation where there would have normally been a title card, sponsor card.
Yeah, because I watch
carried on the TV show without any sponsors or commercials.
Yeah, I watch Kamen Rider that's aired in Japan, and even they have like a little placard in the middle of the show, like it's sponsored by. I'm like, oh okay, McDonald's. Lawson-san, yeah, hi.
Anyone who watched anime in like the mid 2000s and was like watching like Bleach or Fullmetal Alchemist, and you were ahead of the English release, and you were watching online, you would see the spot as people would watch and you were ahead of any DVD release. People would record it. People would record it on their DVR and then upload it, so you would see the sponsor spots right after the opening theme.
Yep.
But we don't even when you download it, when you pirate anime, you don't see that a lot anymore because a lot of it's streamed.
Mm-hmm.
And then streamers, people would package it, don't put in the sponsor spots anymore.
I think
which sucks. You don't get memes like the morning rescue meme from Madoka.
I just enjoy like the random like McDonald's like commercial things, Because like when Hololive did a McDonald's spot, Kamen Rider had McDonald's as a sponsor, and so you had the Hololive girl there eating a burger.
Oh,
And
nice.
I was like burger, like it's all burger. Oh, I'm not racist. That's
Speaking of Hololive, this is also affected Hololive.
Oh yeah.
One of their talents, Raiden, was a huge SMAP fan, and for her birthday live, she covered a bunch of their songs, and she was supposed to put her birthday live. Now that it's been a minute, she was supposed to release it publicly, but now she's keeping it for members only due to quote current social circumstances.
Yeah,
because
that'd be
Hololive
best.
doesn't want to be associated with SMAP.
Yeah, that's for the best, honestly. That's Yagu's having issues between that and China and the United States having a tariff war. It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch. Let me tell you, I did not realize that Trump could destroy Hololive, but here we are. I'm going good. Now we just needed a good American company. Hi, SSVA. You should hire our VTuber, a good American company to come in and just. Actually, I don't think any of the current members of SVA are actually from America. I like Snoozy's in Australia. I think Camiol is in somewhere in Europe, and I don't know where the scientist girl is from. So it's like, oops. So a good American go in there with all the freedom,
All the freedom.
all the freedom. You're all American now. When TikTok bans us all, it bans us all. All English speakers together. Welcome to Freedomistan.
Anyway, that's the last article we got.
Okay, let me just. Boop. There we are. Oh, let's see what we got in the old Twitter before we move on. I told you this morning, like VTubers were crashing out this morning because they have to they found out that their $1,000 5090 cards are now going to be $1,500.
Oops.
And they were like, "What the fuck? I hate that." I'm like, "Calm down, jeez.
Chill out, dude.
Why is this happening? Because you're dumbass. I mean, you are a dumbass. Doesn't you don't pick, listen. You can ignore politics. Politics will not ignore you.
Yeah.
All right. So
I knew this shit was. You were told that this was a paper launch, but you couldn't wait.
Mm-hmm.
And so you decided to try to take a shortcut but you are also not paying attention to what was going on until you got bit by tariffs. When there was plenty of warning that the tariffs were coming.
We all knew it. We all saw it coming. Why is the Supreme Court in my trending on my VTuber Twitter, where I just have cute girls doing cute things? Oh, okay. That's not topical to anything we have to go and talk about.
Okay. See, apparently there's a Common America Dojin movie. Dojin as in fan-made, not porn.
Gotcha. Let's see here.
That's interesting.
There's nothing. It's more stuff about the PlayStation servers. No one cares. Genshin Impact is currently trending for some reason.
What?
Genshin Impact is currently
trending.
Trending here. Why is no big English account talking about the new survey? I can't read this, buddy.
Not trending on Twitter, but happening this week. The new Trails into Daybreak Trails into Daybreak drops this Friday.
I cannot afford that right now, so that's not something I care about right now. Also, apparently, so a bunch of people who what's the name of that arcade everyone gets their HoloLive plushies from?
I'm not sure.
I don't remember, but it's very popular in like the west part of America. It's
Yeah.
like Right or something like that. I don't remember, but so apparently they're unable to get a new injection of HoloLive dolls because of the China America tariffs, because Trump removed the de minimis.
The minimus.
Yeah, so if you don't know what that means, anything under $800, you would not have to pay a duty fee for, or a tariff on, essentially. Trump removing that means everything you pay now gets a duty fee.
Oof.
So that is ruining a lot of people. A bunch of VTubers, especially the VTubers who have drop shipping side stores. Like, I saw this coming. I don't know why everyone else is like
that's the
shocked.
risk of drop shipping.
I saw this. I saw this one coming. I was like, okay. In VTuber history, today is the day we all lost Pika.
Pikami.
Yeah, Pikami. She rest in
That's
peace.
why. That's why I saw a bunch of memes with Pikami saying, "Never forget what they took from you."
I will never forget what they took from me. In fact, whenever someone argues to me about pronouns and sexual stuff, I go, yeah, but you took away my favorite VTuber, so fuck you. Like, I take the most stupidest argument possible and watch them go, I don't know how to argue against that. Remember, always choose the dumbest argument possible and see if they can argue against it. Because most people can't argue against, yeah, but you made my VTuber cry and she left. How dare you? It's okay. I have Henya now, so it's all right.
No relation to Pikami. Certainly not a kettle that became a. Certainly not a kettle. Just a deranged scientist, deranged genius.
It's very, very true. Phase Connect is doing a week of Valentine's Day content. I'm actually surprised they got Urika to do Valentine's Day content. I was like, oh,
That's a
Urika.
little surprising.
She is the least sexual, so to have her like be flirty is always a interesting thing. Like, I was like, okay, like people who are involved in this are Urika, Dizzy, of course, Dizzy, Rooney, of course, Rooney.
Yep.
They're gonna have Remy there. I'm like, oh no, Remy. Who else? Lumi, Amy. No NASA, unfortunately. No NASA. Sad. As long as NASA remains pure, Fishman's idle dreams remain gone.
Will remain intact.
Which is why I think NASA doesn't collab with anyone except for the other Japanese VTubers who are Seiso and Urika, and that's kind of
it.
That's kind of it.
He's protecting her from. He's protecting her from everyone else,
especially Clara. Poor Moo. Oh, and Tenma will be there. Tenma's doing her muscle review on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, Tenma, I'm not there yet. Tenma, soon, and then I will reach for 30ma. Those of you who don't know, when Tenma changes her voice to her sexy One-san voice, it's like, oh, hi, hello,
like, oh,
hello, hi, my name is Darren Michael. How are you today? Hi.
So,
but that's kind of it, really. There's nothing really
it.
going on.
Yeah, the only thing going on in my world is bar prep and getting excited for Daybreak 2.
Only thing going on in my world is the anger I'm getting at companies who keep pushing back my fucking interview. I'm
How
like,
many times have you had an interview pushed back now?
Well, I've had the same interview pushed back for 2 weeks now.
Jeez.
It's the hiring manager, and the hiring manager just keeps going, "Oh, I'm very depressed." I'm like, "Listen, you're obviously a woman. I need you to stop being depressed. All right? No one cares about your feelings, but you are now affecting my life. Do your fucking job."
You're screwing up other people's lives right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting to the point where you're gonna have to cut bait and try somewhere else.
I'm actually at that point probably this week. I'm gonna reach out to a few people, like, "Hi, I need a place to stay for like a month or two while I fucking figure out shit."
Oof.
I did actually start looking at like IT jobs in the Culpeper area, and there are none.
Are none.
There are none.
Fucking sticks.
I'm like, there's nothing here. Okay, 50 miles, DC. Fuck.
Yeah, they're all in DC. They're all in Fairfax, DC, Tysons, across the river. It's you got to drive 50 miles.
Yep, that's what I'm seeing, and I'm like, all right. I need a car.
You're gonna have to until you get a license. If you move in with Neil, you're gonna have to
wait 8
work
months.
at a gas station.
That's fine. I can work at a gas station for 8 months. It will not kill me. Like it will not kill me to work at a gas station for 8 months. I'll work at the fucking Walmart. It will not kill me. I don't want to work at the. Did you see the people buying like thousands of eggs at Costco?
They're freaking the F out.
Do they not know that eggs go bad?
Eggs go bad, my guy.
Like I saw that. I'm like, listen, toilet paper I get. Toiletries I get. Paper things I get. Soap, okay. Eggs. Homie. How big is that omelet going to be? Like at the number of eggs they're buying, I'm like, homie, calm the fuck down. Can you believe the price of eggs? Yes, I can believe the price of eggs because 6 fucking months ago I was made aware of a bird flu going around.
Yes,
I knew about this shit 6 months in advance because I pay attention to what's going on in my local area, what's going on to my farmers in my area, and how it may affect prices of food in my area.
Oh, they're culling birds right now because of bird flu.
Yes, which means that
chickens going to go up, eggs are going to go up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, eggs and chicken have gone up.
Yep.
Oh. I wonder how that happened.
Anyway, this has been the Geek-Posium. We will see you guys next week. Hopefully, eggs won't be $20 a fucking carton. It's like $20 in fucking California. I was like, Jesus. And not for the good stuff, for like the bad shitty eggs that have been full of carrots. That's, by the way, that's a little trick to make the eggs look more healthy. You feed the chickens a bunch of carrots. It makes the egg yolk look better. Anyway, this has been the Geek-Posium. We will see you guys next week. Here's our new ending, so hopefully you guys like it. Thank you for watching the Geek-Posium. Please remember to like, subscribe, follow, and all that other jazz wherever you can. Hope to see you guys soon, and of course, share the video if you like it. Goodbye.